is excited, I must say, from the manner in which I see that he's smiling. Congratulations, Governor Seyi Makinde, for your re-election. Give us an understanding of how this comes to you. So much excitement we can see in your face. Relaxation at last from the rigors of the campaign. Give us your expression of the outcome of the results.
Well, thank you so much, Sheon. I'm actually surprised that you're not seeing any stress on my face. Yes, because, yeah, it's been a very tough campaign. You know, your state is quite large in terms of land mass. We're talking about 28,000 square kilometers. We try to cover all the local governments, all the wards, you know, communities in your state. So it's been a grueling campaign over this period. So I'm looking forward to, you know, taking some deserved rest now. Regarding the election and the outcome, we were actually not expecting anything different, because we believe we've worked hard. Our policies and programs have put the people of Oyo State first, and we knew that when the time comes, you know, the reward for hard work will be more work, and we're ready for this more work.
All right, I was going to say that there is no time to rest. You're being re-elected, and that burden has been placed on you for another 4 years to lead the people of Oyo State. But then, when you say it was Omi Tutu 2.0 for our non-Yoruba viewers tonight, Omi means water, Tutu means new. You're talking about a new water 2.0, literally, that's what you were saying. But those of your critics and your opponent who said that water might take you away, politically speaking, because they thought that you had played the game so much differently. Did you have a fear for a moment that you might be swept away when the election did not go in the way of your political party the last time in the presidential election?
Not at all, Sheon. You know, our agitation in the G5, you know, did not place our individual career as a major consideration. You know, we thought we're going to fight for what is right, what is just for this country and for our party. We said, look, we would prefer to see a PDP that will obey its own constitution, because rotation and zoning of government and party offices is there, is part of PDP's constitution. So none of us ever thought, look, we're playing a survivor game. No, we were just basically saying, look, do what is right, do what is just, have inclusivity as something that is central in our party and in our country, and don't do anything that can really threaten the unity of this country. So there's no regret, Sheon.
The rebellion, that is what is being described in some part of your party, some members of your party, they call it rebellion, disloyalty. Your opponents within your party have described it. But did you think that it paid off? For a moment, a lot of people thought that you worked for Bola Tinubu. Confirm to us if that was true, because he won in the presidential election. You said you wanted to work for a southern president. Was that what exactly played out?
Well, Sheon, just now, I was listening to you talking about Yobe State. You said Governor Mai Malabuni, you know, just won his own re-election under APC, but at the presidential election, PDP carried Yobe State. Does it mean Governor Buni worked for PDP? the reality is that people will make
but the scenario seems to
their
be
choices.
a little bit different, Governor Makinde, because there was no open rebellion on that side. Here, you have shown publicly that you are not going to work with Atiku Abubakar. You did not, and you said that you are going to work differently, and you are going to tell your people who they will vote for. And so that I'm asking you, confirm to us what you told your people. What did you tell them?
So, but at the end of the day, Shehu, the decision of who they voted for, rested with the people. In all fairness, I told people, you must not do anything that will threaten the unity of this country. We should be pushing in a direction where, we foster a united Nigeria, an inclusive Nigeria, and, people of Oyo State, they cannot be led, blindly. They are people that are quite sophisticated, and they took that decision. But that is behind us now, Sheon. What is before us is, a president-elect have emerged, and we must support him, work with him, for a better country.
What is perhaps your first task now that you have been re-elected? I'm very certain that a lot of the fabric of your state and the unity perhaps somehow have been threatened. A lot of things happened within the politics of your state. Is there anything that comes to mind that readily that you must first tackle if you assume office in the second term? Seems to have lost connection with him, but just stay with me, Governor Makinde. Allow my colleagues to be able to fix that for us so that we can hear ourselves clearly. But let me first tell you about what happened earlier today at the INEC headquarters in Abuja, where the National Commissioner Festus Okoye briefed the press at the INEC situation room, and these are some of what he discussed and told Nigerians. He said the majority of polling units nationwide opened unshadowed, and citizens attended to the polls promptly. He talked about improved voter authentication using the BVAS, and he says uploading of polling unit result to INEC result viewing portal, the IREV, has witnessed a remarkable improvement. And he says also that INEC collating figures of his abducted staff, as some of them have now been released. Some of the stories coming from the briefing of INEC done by the National Commissioner Festus Okoye. Majority of polling units nationwide opened unshadowed, and citizens attended to the polls promptly. He talked about improved voter authentication using the BVAS, the biometric verification system of the INEC, and he says also that uploading a polling unit result to INEC result viewing portal IREV witnessed a remarkable improvement. And he also concluded by telling Nigerians that some of INEC staff that are being abducted, some of them have been released, and they're collecting the figures, and they will be telling Nigerians as much about that. We will be going back to Governor Seyi Makinde, who is in some party and festive mood as he is being re-elected. But I know I saw some pictures earlier of the jubilation in the government house when you were declared by INEC. But my question before the break in the connection with you was the fact that a lot has happened. There are a lot of political disagreement. There are a lot of people who weren't happy about the situation of things going into the election. Election has actually divided some people in this country along party lines. But being re-elected now, tell Nigerians and the people of your state, what will be your immediate task as soon as you assume office in your second term?
Well, thank you, Sean. We came up with the roadmap for sustainable development of Oyo State. 2023 to 2027. That document is actually live. It's available online. We've highlighted all the things that we intend to achieve over the next 4 years. So we'll just basically roll on with that programs and policies as highlighted in that document. But let me also say this, you mentioned that the elections has divided the country across party lines, across regional lines. I think the work of the president-elect and his team will be to quickly work on things that can, bring us together. He already said he will bring up a government of national competence, which means he may be going, outside of his own political party, to tap for competence, to tap for people. And for me, those are part of the things that will ensure that the next administration at the national level, is able to unite this country. They're able to take decisions, that are deliberate in uniting the country.
You've been saddled with the responsibility of governing Oyo State. That is not a mean task at all. The people of Oyo State have now entrusted in you that very onerous task. Tell us what you would like to be known for in this second term. If you do the second term, 4 years, how would you like to leave Oyo State as a governor?
Sheil, in our first document, the roadmap for accelerated development of Oyo State 2019 to 2023, we highlighted what we're going to do this first term, and a major push for us is to take as many of our people from poverty to prosperity. And so that's why we focus on those 4 major areas of education, healthcare delivery, expansion of our economy, and security. Now we're going to push ahead under those 4 pillars. But expansion of our economy, we've added 2 other pillars in there. Instead of only agribusiness and development of our infrastructure, now we're adding tourism and solid minerals development. So we believe at the end of the next 4 years, with all the things we've learned so far, we should be remembered as an administration that built the infrastructure and that engineer a modern Oyo State.
All right, 2 quick questions, Governor Makinde. One of it will be, how do you hope to reconcile all of the forces that have been disunited because of this election? And I'm not only talking about within your political party, but outside of your political party, especially in Oyo State. Are you hoping to reach out to all and sundry?
Well, I will reach out to everybody, but remember, Sean, that I already mentioned that even my first term, I came in without a godfather, but with God the Father and the people of Oyo State. So I'm not encumbered in any way. So we will push ahead with programs and policies that put the people of Oyo State first. And in terms of managing our stakeholders, which was a major distraction the first time, I think we can do that better because we've learned some lessons, and those lessons we've learned will be put into use in stakeholders management within PDP in Oyo State and within the wider state itself.
Well, I must remind you, I'm very sure that you know this too well, that Oyo State, historically and politically speaking, they do not reward governors with a second term. You are perhaps the second governor to have enjoyed that, if my history is right. But a lot of lessons must have been learned in all of this process. Tell Nigerians tonight, Governor Makinde, in all fairness and truth, what is your major lesson? And having run this race, it was a tough one. What is your biggest lesson out of this?
Well, like I mentioned, managing the stakeholders. For instance, I approached a community and I said, look, we need to link this community, to the rest of the state. So we're going to build a road into this community. And then they came to me and said, no, we don't want a road in this community. Or we don't care so much about you building the road. We care much about you building a police station, for us in this community. And I said, okay, tell me about it. And I said, well, during harvest, people come in here and they steal our crops and all of that. We want to be able to arrest them and take them into a police station. So, what I've learned is that sometimes what we think as government, as the priority for the people may not actually be their priority. And that's why for the past 4 budget cycles, we've engaged with the people to say, look, this is what we plan to put in the budget. What do you think about it? What are the things that are really important to you? So it's a major lesson for us to say, no, we cannot be arrogant to say we know more than the people. So it's a major lesson, and that is something that we will put into consideration as we move forward.
Politics and governance is not a self-centered service. It's about the people. And I wanted to let you go, but something tells me I need to ask you this, that you'll be working with a new crop of National Assembly members who are not members of your political parties. Do you see this as a tough battle?
Well, not at all, Sean. We went into this election with only 3 House of Reps members. And at the end of this, at least 4 of them have been declared, 2 inconclusive. Out of the 2 inconclusive, we're leading in 1. The other were losing with a very short margin that we believe with the number of polling units that we're supposed to have an election in, we should be able to catch up. So we may be talking about 6 members of the House of Representatives within PDP, which is an improvement on what we have before this time. Also, at the senatorial level, we're carefully studying the results, and where we've noticed infractions, we believe we'll be approaching the tribunal. So when the dust is settled in here, we may be having 2 senators and maybe 7, 8 House of Reps members, and that is really a major shift from where we're coming from. But I will say to you that in Oyo State, governance is different from politics. So for me, whether you're of the opposition or you're of PDP, when it comes to what we have to do for the people of Oyo State, we are blind to political party consideration. We just want to focus on the people.
Governor Seyi Makinde of Oyo State, who has just been declared winner of the 2023 governorship election in Oyo State, has been re-elected in return. Thank you so much indeed for talking to us. Congratulations again, might be in order. And I'd like you to enjoy your evening. Live very well in the ambience of the festivity that is going on in the government house, and get ready for the task of governing the people of Oyo State.
It's actually my my. Thank you, Shehu. It's actually my house. I haven't lived in the government house for 4 years, so I work from home because the government house is 3 minutes away from my own personal house. So this is where we are.
All right. Do enjoy the rest of your evening. Congratulations again, Governor Seyi Makinde.
Thank you, Shehu.
Thank you so much,
Thank
everyone.
you.